Hi everyone, it's Pat here from the website surfwearbirds.com again. Thanks very much for tuning in on my latest video from Buenos Aires, whichever. I've been here for over a week. I've made a couple of videos. I have to say, I've always wanted to come here and it hasn't disappointed. It is one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen. It is an amazing place and I've only scratched the surface so far, so today I'm come down by the riverfront, I think it's called the River Plate, and so this whole area has been regenerated over the last few decades, and I'm just at the edge of it now, and it looks really beautiful. So I'm going to take a look at the posh part, because this is really wealthy. You can smell the wealth here. There are some places in the world where you can smell the wealth, Dubai is one of them when I was there, but London is another place, and definitely in certain areas of Buenos Aires, you can feel the wealth. But so far so good. I'm just at the edge of the kind of newly developed place over the last few decades, so I'm going to take a look. And as usual, I'll get lost, I can guarantee you that. But getting lost in a city like this is not a problem, especially on a beautiful summer's Saturday in January, because the seasons are reversed from Europe. So let's get lost together. So as you make your way down the quayside on the city, the city centre side, you'll come across loads of bars and restaurants. There's a lot of places there seem to be advertising tango shows, so it's really cool and really beautiful, Okay, so I'm going to make my way across the river to the other side, and the beautiful boat there behind me, so it's one of many bridges. So I'm going to go further deeper into the port area, and I'm regenerations in a lot of places have been really done bad, but this looks really special, I have to say. It's really beautiful. I'm really enjoying it already. I've just started. This is a really well planned part of the city, I have to say. It's full of open areas, full of little parks. It's a really nice area. Now there's very high-end restaurants here, but if you're on a budget, you can do what most people are doing here today. They're just walking around, they're enjoying the park, they're having picnics. It's a really beautiful area of the city to visit on a day. And it's like the city centre, Plaza de Mayo is just over there, So it's very close, it's a very walkable area to get to, Okay, so I've just walked back another bit from the main river, and you'll see there's another section of the river here, but I don't know how to describe it. It's there's less water, obviously. There's water up there, and I can see some really unusual wildlife here in the river, And this area is full of places to grab a coffee. Just people selling sandwiches. So if you're like me and you kind of like a bargain, and you don't want to go to a plush restaurant and spend a lot of money, you can grab a coffee or a sandwich here. There's just people that have made stuff and they're just selling on this kind of riverfront walk, I'll just continue my walk down. I'm trying to find a place called Puerto Madero, I think it's called. It was a very old part of the city with a very interesting history. So I'm going to try and find it. Okay, so I'm continuing my walk down the riverfront, or the boardwalk, or the Malecon, I suppose that's what it would be called, this part of the world, It goes on for quite a bit, It's really, it's a really great way to spend the day, There's a lot of people out here walking. People are selling beer, clothes, sunglasses, the usual kind of stuff, But not in a hassle way or anything like that, And over there, I can see another walkway over there. So definitely, this is definitely a must-go-to place if you're in Buenos Aires. And as I make my way further down, just coming across all kind of stuff. Lovely kind of market here. So it's a Saturday, so I'm not sure if it's a Saturday market or every day. What a great way to spend a Saturday afternoon. So as you make your way down the walkway or the Malecon, you'll come across there's loads of kind of bronze statues of famous Argentinian sporting heroes. Gabriel Sabatini. I'm not a great tennis person, but I think that's tennis. Oh yeah, there's a racket there, is that? Oh, someone's taking a racket. Like, no racket there. You'll get nowhere, Gabriel, if you don't have a racket. Such a lovely place to come out for a walk. I never expected it to be this nice. Music, food, drink, you have everything here. Okay, so I've just come back to the riverfront. I'm in the Puerto Madero zone, and this is quite famous for a couple of reasons. Good and bad, specifically two reasons. The good reason was because it would be known as quite a shallow river compared to, like, say, obviously like Buenos Aires is not on the seafront, you know. So one of the good reasons, because it was quite shallow, is that it wasn't very easy to invade Buenos Aires. And the British did it twice in the 1800s. I think they got a foothold into the city once, but both attacks were unsuccessful. And the main reason was because they couldn't get like large ships up here, you know. So that's a good reason, that's quite handy. The bad reason was for commercial reasons. It was never a great river to come up and take big ships, big commercial ships unloading goods and produce into the city. So in the late 1800s, they decided to try and make this like more of a deep water place. Now they spent an awful lot of money on it, and it didn't quite work. It opened, I think, in the 1890s, and it never really worked. It never worked out the way they wanted it. There was a lot of issues. It was still difficult to navigate in here, and that made unloading ships quite slow and expensive, you know. And about 10 years after they opened the new port here in this area, there was bigger ships sailing the world, so it became obsolete. So that was a bit of a pain. A lot of money was spent on it. So they did try and regenerate it ever since without much success until the 1990s, when they really took it serious, you know. And I think they took a lot of what happened in Barcelona, and they got a lot of help from Barcelona on how to do this properly. In my view, they made a fantastic job. Now it's in the 1990s they started like getting their act together, and but it's an ongoing project, because Argentina being Argentina, there's a financial crisis every 10 years, so I'm sure work slows down during those years, you know. But for me, it's worked. It's absolutely fantastic. If you're here, take at least a day. I was surprised at how big and how beautiful this is. Like, at least half a day, 1 or 2 hours won't do it justice, you know. I'm going to have to come back, but I'm going to be here for a while so I can come back. But definitely this is a must-see area of the city. You won't understand this city unless you come down to the riverfront and where they've done the regeneration around this area. So feurbus.com, check out my website. I'm doing blogs all the time, every week. Buenos Aires on my South American trip is definitely my favorite place so far.